welcome to Bula Beats. I'm your host, Brianna Prasad. We are broadcasting from ancestral traditional territories of Squamish, Katzie, Silvertooth, and Musqueam Nation. We are grateful for the first people of this land to allow us to live, flourish, laugh, and grow. Bula Beats will bring you, our viewers, cooking segments, community events, interviews, cultural celebrations, sports, and etc. No show is complete without your support from our sponsors. If you have a business and want to promote your business on Rogers in partnership with Shaw, this is your opportunity to let the community know what your business is all about and promote your business here. I'll be right back after these words from our sponsors.
क्या आप अपना ड्रीम होम खरीदना चाहते हो या अपने घर से पैसे निकालकर अपने किचन या अपने घर को रेनोवेट करना चाहते हो लेकिन बैंक्स ने आपको मना कर दिया है? आप मुझे कॉल कर सकते हैं यानी विक प्रसाद को। मैं एक इंडिपेंडेंट मॉर्गेज ब्रोकर हूं जो कई बैंक्स और क्रेडिट यूनियंस और प्राइवेट लेंडर्स के साथ काम करता हूं।
For more information, please call Vic Prasad at 604-306-6647. Vic Prasad is one of the top brokers of Invis Craft Mortgages and is also a member of the Canadian Mortgage Brokers Association of BC.
Walk for Alzheimer's is taking place on May 25th in many cities across Canada. Please get involved and donate to the Alzheimer's disease and participate in the walk. The biggest and largest walk in Metro Vancouver is at Boundary Road and Kingsway in Vancouver.
And the youngsters who are here, I don't think we can ever celebrate the system of indenture that enslaved our forefathers at the behest of the British Empire. They may have been shackled, their being may have been shackled, but their spirit, to use the word indomitable spirit, their spirit was never broken and never subdued. However, we must celebrate the legacy that they left behind for all of us. It was a legacy of perseverance, a legacy of struggle, of hardship, and it was all so that the future generations that's represented here will have a better life. I know that sometimes we're remiss about our history, but history is the pillar and the foundation that cements us and our identity. Now, each one of us, and I know we've got a friend here from Guyana, and there may be Atisha's wife, may be an exception, but I know you're part of the Fijian diaspora just as much as anybody else. So each one of us, and Rubina, maybe a slight exception for you, each one of us is a consequence of that fateful, heartbreaking voyage of a vessel called Leonidas that left So it's a heartbreaking journey of a vessel called Leonidas that left the country of India for the shores of Fiji. Didn't realize it was going to be this time. I'll be okay. And that journey was in 1879. And until 1916, the captivity and the deceit continued to exist as 60,000 Indians were transported under inhumane circumstances to Fiji. Akin to a large oak tree, it canopies over everything. Strong branches, lush green leaves, fruits, seeds. That's us. What we can see, the surface, and it's beautiful. But our forefathers are underground. The root spreads far and wide. Special guests here tonight. Can you come here? Yes. Can you come here? Come. So what's your name?
Here.
Here. And how old are you?
5.
5. Isn't that wonderful? And where did you get the shirt from?
Fiji.
Fiji. All right. How about that? Thank you, kid. And what's your name? And how old are you?
7.
7. Where are your grandparents from? Very nice. And what's your name? And how old are you? 9.5. That half's really important. Right? Have you been to Fiji? And how was it? Yeah. Tell me one thing you loved about Fiji. Food. There we go. Take a seat. Thank you. Thank you for coming.
And although recruits were only shackled for 5 to 10 years of servitude rather than a lifetime, plantation owners still did everything they could to ensure that Gamityas completed their agreements, retaining as little as possible. It was common not to be paid or to be jailed for trivial offenses. Overtasking was also commonplace. Gamityas often didn't complete a full day's task and thus were never paid like they were agreed, and their food rations only lasted 4 to 5 days, leaving them starving for the rest of the week. Many suffered from a number of illnesses due to poor food, lack of nutrients, and improper sanitation. This led to an absence of work, which led to reduced pay, and the cycle of oppression continued. Infant mortality rates were unusually high, 84 deaths for 1,000 babies. Many died due to disease, improper feeding, poor sanitation, and the inability of mothers to properly care for their children while being forced to work in the fields. Imagine the stories of mothers returning from work to find their babies dead due to neglect throughout the day. Gamitia barracks, or the coolie lines, were 10-foot by 7-foot cells with a door, no windows, a dirt floor, and walls that did not reach to the top. There were no privacy. Each cell housed 3 single males or a family of 4. And for the duration of their agreement, this was at Gamitia's kitchen, their living room, their bedroom, and their storehouse for their worldly possessions. Life was miserable in the coolie lines, and life was crowded, dirty, and ugly. The indentured system gave plantation overseers no leverage. You see, weak workers couldn't be fired, and strong workers couldn't be promoted. So overseers used persistent bullying, humiliation, mental and physical violence to establish superiority. Gamitias were beaten like animals and whipped in front of their children. So just think about that. Ka kariyo bhaiya, kaam pe chai padi. Gora sahab bole hum Gamiti ka. What are we gonna do, brother? We have to go to work. The overseer tells us we have an agreement. The indentured agreement was like a noose around their necks, And these poor Kirmitias couldn't even pronounce the word properly. Agreement turned into Kirmit, a dirty word used to describe the atrocities of indentured labor in Fiji. Many Kirmitias succumbed to the hardships of Kirmit. Some killed overseers with little care about their ensuing actions. On average, more suicides occurred in Fiji than in any other British colony at the time. And many other Kirmitias were killed or murdered simply because there was less female Kirmitias in Fiji than there was males, at a ratio of about 3 to 1. There was a major cause of frequent violence, depression, and homesickness. Women's moral values were constantly under assault. The coolie lines gave little privacy, and marriages were constantly bombarded, and women were perpetually insecure. The anguish and emotional scarring of these poor people can never, ever be underestimated. The brutality of Kirmit broke the social lifeways that Kirmitias knew. The loss of their elders' collective knowledge and wisdom caused a vacuum with no rules, no penalties, and no methods of maintaining social accountability. Thus, old habits and patterns of thought, associations and understandings about the world, and a Kirmitia's place in it were shaken and cast aside. But despite what colonizers did to the Kirmitia ancestors, they persevered. Despite being shipped to a land with no elders to look up to, no links to their homelands, these Kirmitias emerged like a phoenix from the hellfires of Kirmit.
It's a testament when we have so many people still seated after 6 or 7 hours, especially Fijians, and still paying attention. It's a testament to the quality of the presentation, and I think that it impacted all of us. So I really appreciate, especially those folks who had to put their own money to come out to this event. We need to support them. I know Honorable Minister talked about our popo, our mango, our pineapple, our mahogany being the best in the world. It is the best in the world. My job is to make sure that we get that product here and put it in the stores to sell, but your job is to buy them. It's going to be a few more dollars. It's going to be a little extra to buy those products, but it's akin to going to a health food store and buying health food product. So you're getting naturally organic product from Fiji, so you don't have to go to a specialty store and buy organic product. So we need to support the product that's going to come out here. If we don't, especially when it comes to produce and seafood, it's going to go to the stores, it's going to go bad, nobody buys it, and then stops the pipeline of the product. So please support that. Just a couple other things. I would like to echo Honorable Minister in thanking the Surrey Border Trade, and particularly Anita Hababan and Indraban. You have been friends of the Fijian diaspora for a very long time, and it has not gone unnoticed. Thank you for hosting the forum. It's also very fitting that we begin our journey in Surrey, since a good majority of our Fijian diaspora reside in this vibrant and progressive city. This is the first time that we have had a full trade delegation from Fiji. Thank you, Honorable Minister, in facilitating this very important and timely delegation. As our dependence on Fiji Airways grows, I believe bilateral trade will increase. I believe that we have yet to fully utilize the movement of products, services, and technology between our two countries. My desire is that you leave this forum having made some meaningful connections that open this bilateral trade. Your time here this morning and this afternoon is very much appreciated. And I know I speak on behalf of everybody else. We appreciate that. So thank you very much for being here today.
Thank you, Kamal. Have your pen and paper ready. Here are some events you would like to participate in. Dementia touches so many of us: family, friends, community members, colleagues, and even yourself. No one should have to face the disease alone. Make a difference by registering for the IG Wealth Management Walk for Alzheimer's. Register at alzbc.org/walk. This walk is taking place on May 25th. IG Walk for Alzheimer's. MS Walk for MS taking place on May 26th at False Creek at 180th Pacific Boulevard. Registration is at 8:30 a.m., opening at 10 a.m. Canada is one of the highest rates of MS globally. 12 new cases are diagnosed every day. For more information, please call 1-800-268-7582 or email walk@msssociety.ca. If you have any events that are taking place and you'd like for us to promote your events, please send us all the information at asianpulse@gmail.com. We will show you some highlights of a private event held at Sashi and Shelley Singh's residence, welcoming the Fijian trade delegation, as well as the Deputy Prime Minister of Fiji, Honorable Momoa Kamikama. Have a look.
Camilla has a TV program here. 40 years. And the program has been running ever since. So she's similar to how interviewing women, connecting with women in the
Thank you. Thank you for it too.
Tracy and her husband are very well-known figures in Fijian community worldwide. And at one time, she was the head of our Fiji Museum. And now she has her own show. And she also travels extensively. And they teach the Fijian culture and Fijian. So if you want to interview her,
Not today, maybe another day.
okay.
Yeah, because there's too much noise.
Background.
Another day. So you have a contact. You have a contact. I'll contact you.
Interview.
What's your father's name? Andrew Mugai. Andrew. That's the first movie that held in Vision 1957. Hi, Camilla.
She has a TV show.
Yeah. We met Camilla yesterday.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm so glad to see you. I need to have your contact. Thank you. So next time we are doing something for doing opening.
Thank you. Iya, tunggu lah. Bro. Sago. Oi. Comes from a tree. It's like a long tree, and all parts of the tree are used for cover. This is the root. Yeah. So they dry it, and then they cut it up into small pieces and tie it together.
Did they grow it here?
No, this is all back from home. Yeah. And it's used for, apart from the well stew, this is the secondary method of presentation. Well stew is the higher form. This is for like if you're going to as a guest somewhere. If you're a guest, you take some with you, and also the people that are your host, they present it to you as well. So it's like a reciprocal, yeah.
And then what part do they use?
The whole thing, powdered, yeah. It's powdered into very fine powder, and then they mix it with water, yeah.
So that's a little bit of granular, right?
What's that?
That's a little bit of granular.
Yeah, correct, yeah.
Very well done.
Yeah. You can probably smell it too. It's got a narcotic.
Bula. Tumilo may bitsi, kau bata. Oh, may puno malabu. Kunin sushi. Yung anak kali lagi takat sebuah. Kita bagi cuma na pyramid style. Nobody can let you. So, ikem ni may bitsi kita sa loloman. Sa sulit na moto-moto, kita sa namate ngay ki. Moto-moto sa sulit, kita sa namate ngay ki.
For any kind of visa-related services, contact Milky Way Immigration, a galaxy of opportunities located at Unit 209-9547 152 Street, Surrey, BC. They have licensed immigration consultants, placement officers, and LMIA experts to meet your immigration and recruitment needs. Book one-time free consultation either on Facebook or by calling 604-396-0005.
That's all the time we have for today. You can watch Bula Beats again on Sunday at 4:30 p.m. Please like, subscribe, ask your family or friends to watch it too. Bula Beats brings 3 other shows: Asian Pulse TV on every Wednesday at 2:30 p.m., Thursdays at 8:30 p.m., and Saturdays at 5:30 p.m. Fijian Focus is on every Tuesday at 10 p.m., Thursdays at 2 p.m., and Sundays at 4 p.m., as well as the Kamala Singh Talk Show on every Monday at 10 a.m. and Sundays at 5:30 p.m. All these shows you can also watch in Calgary on Shaw Cablevision. Before I leave, I'll leave you with these thoughts. I firmly believe that mankind is so instinctively, unconsciously involved with the survival and growth of the species that when an individual attempts to live selfishly, he will either fail or fall into despair. By Joyce Carol Oates. I'm your host, Brianna Prasad.